Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be learning how to make a dress. So what do we need? We need our sewing machine, your sewing thread, your scissors, staple, tailor stroke, and your fabric to practice. So we're going to be getting a little pieces of fabric or any scrap fabric that you have somewhere that you know is lengthier enough. You want to get that. You want to fold it in four. So I folded it in four, and that is the middle. So you want to measure the length, see how long it is. If it reaches 15, if it reaches 20, anyhow you want to do, just to practice. So I'm working with 14. So I'm using centimeter because the fabric is a very tiny fabric. But if you want to replace that in a large fabric, you'll be using inches. So this is centimeter. So this is 14 centimeter. You want to mark that side, and you want to measure the other side and also mark it. And you want to make sure that both sides are 14. So now you want to measure your waist. You want to your waist is 30. You want to divide that by 4 and add a little bit of allowance. It will be like an inch just because of the zip you want to be adding. So that's what I did. So I marked both sides. I'll be explaining that better in another tutorial. So stay tuned and keep checking my YouTube channel for more videos. So after I've marked that, I'm going to be cutting out the waistline. So after that, you want to cut out your flay. So you see that I measured it round and on a curve. So like I said, I'll be explaining that better in another tutorial on a curve. So you'll be cutting it straight. Must be on a curve for you to come out properly flay. So now you're going to be cutting that out too. And you want to make sure that both sides are equal. So if one side is 14, the other side has to be 14. So now you want to cut out your half blouse. You want to fold your fabric in two, but you don't want to fold it completely, just as not to waste too much fabric. So the first thing you want to measure is your bust. Your bust is the largest part of your upper side. So you want to make sure that it's enough for your bust and there is actually allowance. So before you go ahead to measure your shoulder. So when measuring your shoulder, you want to divide your shoulder by 2. So that is, if my shoulder is 16, that's 16 divided by 2, which is 8, and you want to mark that out, which I already did right here, before you go ahead to measure your waist and your armhole. So now I'm going to measure my armhole, which I'm about to do now. So the standard armhole should be 9 or 8, but because of I'm using a little fabric, I'm using 5. So I've marked that out now, which is 5. Basically, so that is the part where I'm going to be measuring my bust. So you want to mark your armhole before you go ahead to measure your, to mark out your bust. So now I'm marking out my bust. Your bust measurement should be divided by 4, your shoulder divided by 2, your bust divided by 4. So that is how you know your bust measurement. And then you want to add about 2 inches allowance for sewing, which I've already done here. And then you want to trace it out so you don't make mistake. So basically that is how it is. Then you want to measure from, that's your armhole that you already measured down to your waist, to know the length of your blouse that you need. So you would have already taken the measurement on your body to know how much, where to how to where to mark it out. So which I've done right now. And then from that part you've marked, you want to measure the length of your blouse. Sorry, the width of your, sorry, of your blouse, your waist. So that is it. I've marked it. And always remember to add um 2 inches allowance. So now you want to join your waist to your bust and then to your shoulder. So this is how you join it. Basically, you join it up. So this is actually the standard measurement. So I'll be adding the 2 inches at the side. Basically, I think I've already added it. Yeah, okay, I'm adding it now. I need the 2 inches at the side on both ends, both your waist and your bust. So you just trace that out. So you want to make sure those two lines are drawn so that you don't make mistake while sewing, and it makes it easy for you to know your standard measurement. So now you want to join your shoulders to your bust. So you want to draw a straight line like that. So after you've drawn the straight line, you can see that it's too sharp. You can't have your dress sewn that way. So you have to cut it on and make it curve, or draw the line and make it curve before you cut it out. So I'm just tracing it so that you see it properly. So now I'm going to be going in by half an inch. So you can actually use an inch when drawing out the line. So that's the curve rather. So that is how it is. Or you can just use your free hand anyhow you want it to be. So that is it basically. So your blouse measurement is complete. Then I remember that I did not add um allowance for sewing on the when I was measuring the length of the fabric. So I'm adding an inch now. You can add 2 inches just to be safe. So that is what I'm doing before I now cut out the fabric basically. So this is just one side of the fabric. That is just the back panel. We're not using zip at the back, so that is why we are not cutting it in half. So we are going to be using our invisible zip at the side of our fabric for this particular dress. So this is how we cut it out. So after you've cut out your blouse, you want to cut out the neck. So we're going to be working with three the width of 3 and then the height of half an inch. Remember we are using centimeter because this is a little fabric that we're practicing. So the height should be half an inch and the wideness should be 3. So that is what we're going to be working on. And after you marked that out, you want to cut it. So after that, this is how it should be looking like. So now we're going to be using this to cut out the other part of the blouse or the other side of the blouse. So now you want to fold your fabric again in half. So we're going to be cutting out 2 together because you're using 3 panels for this blouse. So you want to place it like this at the edge of the fabric, just like that, and then trace it out. So you're going to only be tracing the armhole parts and then the the waist part. Do I explain the armhole part, sha? So like that. Then you want to be adding 5 inches to the side. 5 inches. Remember, you want to add. You can add more, but standardly 5 inches because of the particular design of the blouse. So that is how it is. And then you want to cut it out. So after you've done that, now you want to cut this in two. So remember we said this is going to be 3 panels. So you split it in two and this is how it should look like. So remember we've actually been working on the wrong side of the fabric. That is what you should take note of, the wrong side of the fabric. So this is how we're going to be placing each sides on each other to form the particular design of blouse you want to work with. So now this is the armhole. I'll also be making a separate tutorial for this. So this is the sleeve, a separate tutorial for this, and then I'll be showing you how to cut your sleeve for any design. But this is how it should look like basically. So now these are the panels that we've done. These are the parts of or the pieces we've done. Now we're going to be joining them together. So when joining them together, they should look something like this. In our next tutorial, which is part 2, I'm going to be explaining how to cut the other parts of the fabric while joining them together. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and share to your loved ones. Let them come and see the wonders you've been learning and let them enjoy too. So please and please subscribe to my channel so that we can grow together and then we make this lovely dress. Bye.